And welcome back to What If. And we're continuing off of the What If of last week's What If with What If the Tournament Power was a Budokai style tournament. We went through round one, and now we're up to round two. Now I'm gonna just say right now, I'm not gonna do a video for the end of Dragon Ball Super simply because, or a review for the last episode, simply because not a lot of people watch those videos anyway. And I just don't have the time. I had to struggle to cram out the 3 videos I just did in the span of about half hour now. I will say this: was it rushed? Yes, but was it overall for a rushed episode? Was it really well done? Yeah, I'd say it was. I enjoy the minute you get that the minute you get that going, it's Nirvana for a little while. Anywho, so now that we're in Universe 2, or Universe 2, sorry. Now that we're in the round 2, things are going to go a little differently. Now universes will have to fight each other. The first round was designed simply due to the fact that you would not be fighting someone from your own universe in the first round, to make it at least somewhat fair. I'm sorry, there's a TV spot for Quiet Place, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing. So yeah, it was designed the way I basically put it. The Grand Prix designed it in the way that you would not fight a member of your own universe from round one. However, after that, it's all free game at that point, which means there's only ever going to be one winner in this fight in the long term. So, with that being said, let's move on. So, with that, we have Kettle from Universe 11 from the Pride Troopers versus Pina, the one of the Namekians from Universe 6. Now, Kettle, if I'm remembering correctly, was the fish guy. I believe he was the fish guy who did the energy. Yeah, did the energy beams, energy attacks. And yeah, he in that fight, as the fight progresses, goes longer, and so long as they're winning, then yeah, the Namekians will still increase in strength. So basically, Pino would easily take on Kettle and probably own him pretty soundly. Then we have the next fight would be Boloretta versus Viara. Now, two individuals from the same respective universes. Now, it would also be noted that the Grand Priest would say, "Remember, Zeno's watching. Well, he'll just erase all of you if you do not fight to win. So, do not hold back, even if you're going up against someone from your own universe." So just to make sure. So, Boloretta would go up against Viara. Boloretta would be unique because he's got the spinning balls that are heavy, but Viara was stated to have the highest defensive capabilities among them. So Viara would probably end up taking that fight. Then we move on to Universe 7's Tien versus Universe 7's Gohan. And let's be clear. I mean, Gohan would win. I think Tien would definitely be able to hold his own for a little bit, just because in terms of strategy, like using multi-farm or solar flare, things along those lines. But overall, I think Gohan, first off, having gone up against Krillin in the exposition match, would have him prepare for a solar flare. Tien's multiform would only really weaken him more than anything else. So, and they both know that. They should try to. They should try to at least hold back a little bit, at least make it look like they're trying hard. But Gohan would eventually win, and Tien would know this, knowing Gohan's the stronger of the two. The next fight up would be Zerloin, the big purple / yellow guy from Universe 2 versus Kaba from Universe 6. And Kaba would pretty handily own Zerloin. So yeah, I still don't think I still don't think that it would uh, um um sorry. Um I still don't think Kaba would go Super Saiyan 2 yet. He wouldn't be pushed. Though Zerlo, I think, would put up a pretty solid fight. Um, but Kaba would win overall, I think. So that'd be Kaba's win coming in there. Then we move on to Topo versus Ganos. Now, where we leave is Ganos off. Ganos is probably already, powered up to a degree, but he's not. And he gets stronger with like every increasing minute that goes by. So the longer the fight goes on, the more Topo is going to really have to struggle. And initially, I think he'd be able to outmaneuver Topo, and the longer the fight's going, he's going to get stronger. Now, Topo overall is going to be vastly like here's Ganos. Topo's going to be here at the moment, but and then in this Topo not God destruction. But the longer the fight goes on, the more that gap's going to close and close and close. And I do think that he's Ganos is maneuverable enough and strong and durable enough to keep going until, because even Roshi said, given long enough, he would become an issue for Topo. So I do think Topo would start to have a serious problem with Ganos. He might even have to go full God of Destruction for after a while. But even if even if he doesn't go full God of Destruction, I think Topo would end up beating Ganos in the long term, but it would be a tougher fight than some of the other ones. So I still go Topo. Then we have Megeta versus Jiren. Sure, Jiren would have to probably put a little more effort in with Megeta than he did with, who did I put him up against in the first one again? It was no, not that guy. It was from Universe 9. That guy. So yeah, he has to put a little bit more effort with Megeta, like actually trial, maybe like flick a finger, just boom, and then blast him. But yeah, Jiren would win that fight, no problem. 18 versus Vegeta. It would be interesting. It'd be kind of a rematch of Vegeta to get a little payback, but yeah, it'd be Vegeta that wins that fight long term. Though I think 18 would put up a solid enough fight, having her own energy shield, I believe. So yeah. Then you have Frieza versus Piccolo. Frieza would win, but Piccolo would, I think, again, put up a solid enough fight. Maybe even injure him slightly, get a little payback for like when he shot him on Namek. But Frieza would win. And I'll get to what our numbers are in just a little bit. Universes 4's Kawai, the female member of the team, the one who made the energy weapons, versus Frost. Frost would beat her ass. If Roshi could beat her ass, Frost would beat her ass. So yeah, and Frost probably would be like, oh, and then smacks her around with the tail, just boom, blasts her around. Then you have Reburian versus Nariyama, which is the robot that was designed for the tournament specifically. I do believe Reburian would probably end up beating that thing. She's got enough techniques in her. Sorry. She's got enough techniques in her belt that she'd be able to, I think, hold her own. I mean, the robot's very versatile, but it got beaten actually pretty easily. So I think I would go Reburian in that fight, but it's all a matter of how it could go, or how it could really go. Then we move on to the bracket 2 part of the fight. Now we got Hyosop, the ice giant, versus Universe 4 Major. I believe it was his name. I believe that was his name. Oh. And again, the Major was the blind fox that Krillin fought. But from the description, Hyosop is it basically freezes anything he touches. So, yeah, he can fire energy blast. They both fire energy blast. But I think in terms of close combat, the way Majoro is not going to be able to hurt anyone or hurt Hyosop very much. He's durable enough to take a hit, and he's cold. His body's cold enough that he can't physically hit him. He can avoid energy blasts with ice. So he will eventually outmuscle, out ability Major. So I give that fight to actually Hysope. Then we have Kushni, who is the little toad-looking Pride Trooper with the energy strings versus Majikayo. Now this one was kind of interesting, I believe. Yeah, this was kind of interesting. Now the strings would blow my Majikayo up. Definitely, they would blow him up. But the fact that he can shape his body into pretty much anything, um, basically wings or whatever, fly. He can just avoid the strings on the ground or whatever, and eventually take the win with him. So it's uh, anyway, um, so yeah, I do believe Majikayo does eventually take the win. He can outmaneuver his strings, and he's too malleable for Christian to really do much again. So I give that to Majikayo. Then we have Dispo versus Android 17. Now this one is tough. I because Dispo's speed is enough that's going to catch 17 off guard, but the barriers are going to make it very difficult for Dispo to get any true hit in on 17. Then you add the fact that 17 is very intelligent, as we saw in terms of strategies, in terms of coming to other people's aids, things along those lines. So that's going to be a really tough call. If I had to put it on in the way I went with it, I think 17 is going to pull out the win because I think he'd be able to outmaneuver, outthink Dispo enough that he's maybe trapped. Maybe he's about to come in and traps them in the shield, blasts them while they're in the shield, and throws them out with the shield. I think that's something that would possibly happen. Then we have Sunel, the other Namekian, versus Mona from Universe 4, the chick who can inflate herself, the round girl who can inflate herself. And yeah, I went Sunel with that one definitely because she couldn't take Super Saiyan. She had trouble with Super Saiyan Kaba, and she got her ass kicked by Super Saiyan 2 Kaba. And Sunel was very much stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Kaba. So yeah, I go with that route. Then we have Vun, the dinosaur Pride Trooper, versus Cataplessa. I go Cataplessa on that fight. Vun's only seems to have that energy whip kind of thing, and Cataplessa's modo changeo would definitely aid in the fight. Next we have oh crap, Universe 10's Omni. Okay, Omni versus okay, who was it that got the boot? Okay, yeah, wait, no. Okay, yeah. So Omni, who's arguably the strongest member of Universe 10, versus Kale. Now, Kale at this point has probably gained a little bit more confidence, including her ability to go Super Saiyan. Khalifa cheering her on. However, it's still going to be tough. Omni's clearly still the better fighter of the two, and his ability to change his energy around is going to make it very difficult. However, I do believe eventually Kale is going to hit that point where she kind of berserks out a bit, and Omni can't, and she just blows Omni out of the way. So, or Booney, or whatever his name was, Omni, I think it was. So yeah, he's out. Then you have Lilyboo versus Chapel, the Iron Dragon from Universe 9. Lilyboo can keep out of range because of her wings, but she doesn't have, from what we can tell, she doesn't have the power to hurt Chapel very well. Because he could tank a punch from Goku in base form with no effort whatsoever at all. It didn't phase him at all. And even base Goku could probably beat Lilyboo with no problem. So because base Goku could honestly just go toe to toe with Ribrianne without too much difficulty. So, and then later we see he's going toe to toe with Jiren and all that stuff, even exhausted. So it's a tough call. It really is. But I would probably say that just because of sheer durability alone, Chapel wins that fight. It should be noted that Universe 9 is actually not doing anywhere near as bad in a Budokai style tournament as they did in a multi-participant style tournament. And then we have what was it? Dekori. Oh yes, Dekori, the illusionist witch character versus Goku. Now it'd be tricky for Goku for a little while, particularly if she summons the darkness and grows in darkness. But then Goku just has to turn Super Saiyan, turn the lights on, and be like, "Nope, no more darkness for you," and then blast her out of the stage. Granted, the spells and illusions might be a little tricky for Goku, but Goku's a seasoned warrior, so he'd eventually be able to figure out a way around that. So Dekori would lose, which would actually mark the first universe that would be erased. The first universe would erased would actually be Universe 4 in this case. They would lose all their fighters first. Then we have Universe 7's Roshi versus Universe 7's Khalifa. Now, this one is... now, I would like to say that it would be that would be Roshi who would. I would want to say Roshi would. I think if he had the Mafuba, he could possibly catch her off guard. But I think the likelihood is that Kale would overall beat Roshi just because of sheer power. Great, Roshi's the more skilled fighter, the more experienced fighter, so he'd have that on her. But Roshi would lose the fight in the long term, and I think he'd know that too. Last fight up would be Murichin, the leader of Team 10, versus Hit. Hit would beat him, no problem whatsoever. That'd be done, son. That'd just be done. So that pretty much that leaves, and that would mark the end of Universe 10. Universe 4 and 10 in round 2 would go the way of the dodo. So that would leave us now with, going by the numbers real quick here, Universe 2 only has, if I'm not mistaken, one fighter left. Universe 3 has 1, 2, 3 fighters left. Universe 4 is gone. Universe 10 is gone. Universe 9 actually still has 2 fighters left, which is impressive, all things considered. Universe 7, our Universe 7 still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fighters left. Universe 6 still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters left. And Universe 11 has 2 fighters left, both being Topo and Jiren, which is going to suck for the next round. But we'll save that for next weekend. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything I do in the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. So, box office. Who Would Wins will be up throughout the week. It's the week to Who Would Wins. Assuming the spoilers for Dominaria start on tomorrow, then we'll get to that as well. I'll do that as well. Ready Player One this week. Now, since there's no Dragon Ball Super anymore, at least for the time being, I will probably start the power level videos next Saturday as well. For those of you who want to watch those, I appreciate you. If you don't, it's all good. So yeah, just keep your eyes out for those. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Now, see you next time. Later, folks.